Hello guys, welcome to my new YouTube channel R Raj Prohit. So I will going to teach you to some the basic problem. This is my first video. So yeah, let's start with the lead code first. YouTube first question that is to sum. So you are given like array of numbers and you are given a target. So let's copy this. So and like arrays are numbers from 0 1. This is the index of the number, and now you need target 9. So 2 plus 7 plus 2 is 9, so you have to return the index of this 0 and 1. So you have to return 0 and 1, 0 and 1. Okay, so now you can the brute force way is like taking for trying all possible combination like 0 and then all the remaining, and then 7 and then all the next numbers, then 11 and then all the next numbers. So yeah, so I will be teaching in JavaScript. So yeah, I have done mastery in JavaScript. So let's start. So let's try the brute force way. So let's create a for loop. Let's I is equals to 0, I is less than nums dot length, and I plus plus. Now this is our first number, so n1 is equals to nums of I. Okay, now to find the second number, let's create for let j is equals to, now we already included this number and we are not going backward, we are going forward. So let's create I plus 1, and let's j is equals to nums dot length comma j plus plus. Now since we always need two numbers, we cannot go till the last. So like see, we can so index our number like yeah. So length is like the number of elements, and it is counted from 1 to n, 1 to n. While indexes are calculated, so length are calculated from 0 to n, and indexes are calculated from 0 to n minus 1. So that's why we are not including the last element. So it is like 0 to n minus 1. So this loop 0 to n minus 1, this first. So this loop, but we don't want to include even n minus 1 since we need two numbers. So we are going to do like minus 1, and we are not doing equals to since we need only n minus 1, not the complete n. So we are doing less than that, and we don't need n minus 1, so we need like n minus 2. So it should be equal to n minus 2 but less than n minus 1. So all these numbers. Okay, so let's start. Okay, let me comment this. Okay, now let's find the n. Number 2 is equals to nums of j. Now only thing we have to check is like n1 plus n2 is equals to target. Okay, if it is target, then we are going to return I comma j. Since I is always the first number and j will always come afterward that, so we can return in this order. So this is the brute force way. Let's try to run this solution. So yeah, okay, it's running. So it is accepted. Let's try to submit it. So it's submitted. So as you can see, it is not that much efficient. You should not go with this time, but since you can see like this is one loop, so loop always count as always count as big O of, like one loop is like 1 to n, so it is like big O of n, and inside this there is one more loop 1 to n. It is not always 1 to n, but it will means approximately we can take like 1 to n. So like it will be big O of n. So this whenever there is a nested, we do multiplication. So like the overall complexity will be big O of n square, n star n, which is nothing but big O of n square. Okay, n square. Okay, now since this is not the efficient, we can do it in like linear time. So now see, for linear time what you can do, see we okay, linear time we can use a map. So with map we can store like we can store whatever previously we were having numbers. okay, whatever previously we were having, and we can go forward, and if we find any number that was previously added, like see, suppose let me go to this, let me take this array and let me comment it down over here. Now suppose see, suppose we are over here 0th index, so we, and let's keep a map, okay, map. So now since 0th index we do map is empty, so we, what we are going to check, like see, we want to check, like see, n1 plus n2 is equals to target, okay. Now at index 0, index 0 or current index, at current index we know what is n1 is, so we can find n2 by n2, like n2 is equals to target minus n1, and we can check if previously we found this number, okay. We have found this, we, as we go, we are going to keep record of whatever we are going passing, okay. Now suppose we keep 2, so in the map we are going to keep map, so we can use the set, no need of map, we can use the set, since we don't need key value pair, we only need the number. No, we need the index also, so yeah, so we are going to keep a map, sorry for that. So we are going to keep a map. Map is going to contain, key is going to be number, and value is going to be index, okay. Now let's try to dry run this. So at index 0, so let me do it over here. So at index 0, so nothing is there, so we are going to keep 2 in the map, 2, and index as 0, okay. Now we are going to go to 7. Now for, okay, for 7 we are going to check what is new number that we need to find. So n2 will be uh, target. What is the target? Target 7 minus 9 minus 7, so it is equals to 2. We are going to check if 2 exists in the map, so yes, 2 exists in the map, 2, and its index is 0, so we are going to return, like 2 exists, so we are going to return 0 comma whatever current index we are at, so it is 1. Let me show you with the code. So suppose, let me comment this, let me go over here. So let's create a map, and map is equals to new map, okay. So in JavaScript most of people do like object, but we can use like JavaScript map, okay. We can use JavaScript map, so you can search for Java maps and you can learn more APIs of this, okay. Now map, okay. Now we are going to loop it once, like I is equals to 0, I is less than nums dot length comma I plus plus. Now we are going to go till the end, okay, till like n minus 1, because we are not sure, like if n minus 1, and we are going backward, okay, we are checking backward. So suppose n minus 1 has a corresponding element like in the backward, okay. So we are going till the end. Now let's find the new number n2. Let's consider n1 is equals to nums of I, and let's find n2. N2 is going to be target minus n1, okay. Now if map, so currently we know n1 is there, but we have to check if n1 exists or not. So let's check if a map dot has n2, and if we found the n2, then we can return uh, like map dot get n2. See, we are going to get n2 first, because it will be always first it will be, we are checking backward, so it will always be there, and we can return like current index. Else we can do like map dot set like nums of I comma index. We are not going to set n2, okay. We are not going to set like n2, because this is what we were find we needed. This is not we have found n1, okay. And now that's it. So let's try to run it, okay. So this test case has passed. Let's try to submit it. Okay, so this is much efficient, and this is like, see, we have one loop, like we have one loop which is growing from 0 to n minus 1. So the complexity is big O of n. So and there is no loop inside, and this all are a constant. So it will always take big O of 1. So the total overall complexity of new solution is big O of n. Thank you guys. I hope you like my video. Thank you.